After the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, John MBADI, accused the BABU OWINO of taking bangi, that he cannot even be the kingpin of the laws, BABU OWINO came out to say, to first acknowledge that he used to use those substances and he no longer uses them. BABU OWINO said these statements.
Very good. John MBADI, nowadays if he talks like a preacher, but I used to consume bang, Jeff. I used to consume drugs. I used to consume alcohol, but I no longer take them. I stopped consumption of this in 2020, 17th January 2020. It's been 6 years before I touched bangi, 6 years before I touched drugs, 6 years before I touched alcohol, 6 years when I just drink water. Jeff, it is in the public domain, so whatever MBADI is saying, MBADI should focus on building the nation. MBADI should focus on working at the Treasury. There's a big job that should be done there. Focusing on Babu taking bangi while he's focusing on selling the greatest assets of this nation, that is Safaricom. How many children are they killing from that when we are losing such monies? How many people are going to lose job instead in case we privatize Safaricom? If we privatize pipeline, how many people are losing jobs? How many deaths? How many people are committing suicide as a result of that? There are pending bills that he should focus on. People are committing suicide and walking naked around the road. You saw that person who committed suicide because of pending bills. The other day there was on news. Another person died around Ruai because of pending bills. But he's lucky he has choppers, he's moving around, fueling them. He's lucky his children are well educated, going to higher schools. He's lucky he lacks nothing. He gets everything, gets food. But he doesn't know what Mama Boga is going through. He doesn't know what that border rider, that guy in the Juakali industry is going through. He should focus on working. About this highest ranking Luo leader self-proclaimed, I was proclaimed by the people. Jeff, you are very well conversant with Infotrack. Ranked me at 58%, MBADI at 2%. That is what is disturbing him. MBADI boy.
All right, let's see. This is now.
That is BABU OWINO. First of all, when you look at the entire leadership of Nyanza, BABU OWINO's star is shining. And history tells us that every time your star shines, there are those who want to dim it. And people who want to dim BABU OWINO's star are so very much, including John MBADI. Remember, under the Kenyan Constitution, the Cabinet Secretary is not supposed to engage in any political activities, but under the Ruto's administration, we are seeing them engaging in vigorous campaign trail. If you look at the age difference between John MBADI, who is now entering his 60 years, and BABU OWINO is so huge, they feel threatened. Remember, BABU OWINO comes from a cosmopolitan constituency in Embakasi East. That's where Raila Amolo came from, Langata. So they fear what he brings, because if you go in the Nyanza region and ask about Paulo Ngiri, BABU OWINO, they will tell you that he is a man to watch. Remember, CS MBADI accused BABU OWINO of taking substance. In a vernacular tape, MBADI said these statements. That is John MBADI. So you clearly see that they are fighting the young. You clearly see that the people are with BABU OWINO and Sifuna, and the party is with Ruto, who wants to control the other. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the statements and the battles between BABU OWINO and the entire Luo Nyanza administration, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, from the start, BABU OWINO has always come out to say that after Raila Amolo Odinga, he will be the next Luo kingpin. Remember, politics in Kenya, it is communal. Let nobody lie to you. However much leaders come out to say that tuungane, we must have one Kenya. But Kenya has building blocks. And there are 4 major building blocks. That is the Luo Nyanza, the Western, that is the Luya land, the Gema community, the Kamba, and what have I forgotten? And the Luos. And the Luos now have a vacuum of Raila Amolo Odinga, and Power absorbs a vacuum. Among the notable names that always, when they talk about inheriting Baba's support that comes along, is Paul Ongiri. He has normally come out to say that he wants to take over Baba's leadership. However, the only problem is, so they are moving across Kenya. What is the ultimate goal? Because I know ODM is going to be retained by the faction of Oburu Odinga, ODM as a party. What is Sifuna, Babu Owino, James Orenga going to do? For me, I expect one thing. One, it seems too early. The ties are against them for them to field a presidential candidate. One would expect maybe Sifuna and Babu Owino, but they may lack the money and the chest to take on the presidency because it is not easy. Are they going to build another political party? That may be the ideal case, because if they stay independent, they may be choked between the 2 giants, that is the United Opposition and the UDA Brigade, and they may dim their light. So one of the best options is to form a political party and go into negotiation with the other parties, or to field a presidential candidate for survival. Very many people may ask, if you look in history, people agitated for the president. Even Raila Amolo Odinga started agitating for the presidency when he was in his early 40s. When you come here in Uganda, Bobi Wine stood for president when he's in his 30s. It is the truth. So if Sifuna and Paul Ongiri, Babu Owino can agitate and make their own political party or stand for president, that will be a new dawn for Kenya, because it is a third force which is going to affect the 2 opposing sides. It is the truth. So it will depend on how they play, on how they will agitate. And truth is they have damage on the ODM. What I see in the near future is ODM is going to remain a Luo party, because you cannot come out to say that you've just Sifuna, yes, you want the Western vote. Also, your deputy president is not with you. Okay? It will be so bad and crazy. Of course, as my main news story, Mr. Wakinde Kabe Sulaiman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment, so you can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.